How many of you are trying to lead an organization or lead a community, a church, or even your own family, and you are frustrated like heck because you're trying to get someone to do something that you know is good for them, but at the end you're not getting the results? Doesn't that frustrate you? Because it did frustrate me for many years as a leader to many people that I was trying to lead, right? So eventually I had to figure out what is the most effective way to lead people without having resentment of the people that I'm trying to lead. And today I want to share with you something that it worked extremely well for me over the years. The first decade, I didn't know how to do it. I was more of a forceful leader. I was more of a motivational leader. I was more of a guy that really, pushed the envelope to a point where it is really trying to satisfy my own ego instead of trying to figure out what the other person want to do. So after the first decade of my sales career as a leader that have an opportunity to work with a lot of good people and eventually lost some of these good people, I realized that I had to do something differently. And that's the time I started to read a lot of different leadership books. Some of them are vanilla content, some of them are really deep, and ultimately I had to learn how to read some of the most technical, boring books pretty much on leadership subject and sales, leadership development. When it comes to money, the most boring books usually will give you the most exciting results. Let me put it that way. So I want to unpack this leadership thing and share with you guys over the last 15-20 years how I was able to reform myself when it comes to leading. So today I want to share with you the 3 powers to lead anyone. This is something that worked extremely well for me, and you might want to try it out. And I hope, and I really believe it's going to work out for you magically if you apply it consistently. Okay? So the first power, the first P, is called the power of conditioning, right? The power of conditioning. So when I first started as a rookie entrepreneur, sales leader, I was not conditioning people. I was more of motivating people. Motivating people means that you tell them the things that you want to say. You give them the best tonality, the most energy. You telling them the story based on what you want them to do. That is motivating. It works for some people, by the way, but for the majority, it didn't work effectively. So the power of conditioning is more of finding out what the other person that you try to lead wants first, right? And you have to have the empathy to figure out what they want. And you truly have to accept that person in front of you, what they want. If you use your own standard, if your standard's right here, you expect everybody to be at that standard, you're gonna be very frustrated because not every single human being are the same. Everybody have different desire level. Everybody has different capacity to make different type of money. Everybody has a different work ethic, right? So for me, one of the hardest things for me to accept is not what I want people to do, not what I expect people to do, even though I really believe that my intention for people has always been good, has always been pure. So the power of conditioning is about asking questions, asking deep questions, and figuring out what this person really wants in front of you. For example, if somebody that I hire on in my company and I'm trying to lead them to do something, the first thing that I want to ask that individual would be, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? If I hire you in this position today, what is that 1 or 2 things that you would like and you would love to achieve through this position? How much income do you desire to make? Do you desire to make income based on your personal effort, or do you desire to make income by being a leader of other leaders, by motivating, directing, training, making sure compliance is being conducted in your office? With those type of skill set, you will make a lot more income. So you're responsible for other people. So individual or team effort, which one do you think that you have the desire to be in? You see what I'm saying? The question could be very simple, but the impact is very powerful when you try to find out what that individual wants. Whatever that person wants, as long as it's true, as long as authentic, and if you have the ability, has the empathy to accept what they want, that is powerful to me, because not everybody want to make $500,000 a year. Some people just want to make $80,000 a year. So different level of desire, different level of achievement, different level of income requires different level of conditioning. Somebody just want to make low income level, the conditioning could be light, could be less, right? If somebody want to, for example, if somebody say, you know what, my desire is to make $100,000 in this sales position, no problem. So here's what I want you to do. Is that something that you commit to or something you want to? I commit to do it. This is something I commit to do it. Fantastic. So if you want to make $100,000 a year, here are the things that you need to do. Number one, there's 2 meetings, trainings at the office every single week. Can you commit to 2 trainings? Yes. Okay, let's move on. I need you to get your insurance license in the next 60 days. Without a license, you can't sell the product. Can we make that happen? Bingo, no problem. You want to make $100,000 a year? You got to minimum close 4 sales on a weekly basis. Okay, that's 12 sales on a monthly basis. Okay, in order for you to make 4 sales, you need to be making at least 50 phone calls on a daily basis, except Sunday. Do you understand what I'm talking about? That's conditioning, because it's based on what the other guy wants, not what you want him to do. Somebody say, my commitment, I have a strong lion desire to make $500,000 a year. Fantastic, right? The conditioning now goes up. Besides the thing I just mentioned above, you know what you need to do? You need to read at least 20 new books on a yearly basis. Oh, you mean I have to read 20 new? Yes, you do. Minimum 20 new books a year, because you need to recreate yourself constantly. You need to follow up religiously, all right? Because most of the sales, you are not going to be able to close it unless you have minimum 5 follow-ups. Statistics shows after 5 follow-ups, 80% of the people will buy from you. So you need to follow up minimum 5 times. Even a client tells you, not right now, maybe you have to follow 5 times. Do you understand what I mean? The conditioning goes up, right? The responsibility also increases, right? When you want to make $500,000 a year, besides your own effort, you have to supervise 10 guys in your team. You have to be responsible for them. You have to hold them accountable. Bam, 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 bam. Conditioning, right? So that's called the power of conditioning. The power of conditioning simply means you truly finding out what that individual truly want to achieve based on their own interest, not your self-interest. The second power is called the power of energy. You understand that when someone does something for a long period of time, they lose energy. But the power of energy is requires for you to lead anyone at any given time. You need energy to transfer information. You need energy to transfer mindset. You need energy to transfer skill set. You need energy to transfer know-how. You need energy to transfer wisdom. If you don't have the energy constantly, when I say energy, it doesn't mean that you have to scream. It doesn't mean you have to jump up and down. It doesn't mean that you have to yell at people. I'm talking about energy has to be within. People have to feel your fire within your heart, coming out from your heart to them, right? Because energy is very powerful. There's a difference between talking to a person and say, you know what, I believe in you. Let's this is gonna be our year. Let's do it. Or, hey, listen, buddy, this is our year, Larry, and we gotta commit to it. You know, me and you this year, we're gonna be a running mate. I'm counting on you to hit your goal. You can count on me to hit my goal. That energy can ignite that little fire within that person that you're trying to lead. So you gotta have constant energy, and that's the hardest thing to do for a lot of managers, sales leaders, directors, and entrepreneurs, that they only have energy when they feel good, but they don't have energy when things are not going well. When things are not going well, that's the time you need to intentionally to increase that energy level even more. Exercise more, you know, and try to move around. When you're having phone calls, try not to sit down like this. Try to walk around making phone calls if you're trying to prospect, right? All those are little intangible things that will be able to increase your energy level. And I had to do that for many, many years. And my energy level only increases over the years. It has never ever been reduces over the years. And that's why I think that's one of the things that I have mastered over the years. And every time when they're around me, they feel energized. Every time when they're around me, it feels the feng shui is right? You have to create the energy for people. The last power is called the power of success stories. Let me say it again. It's called the power of success stories. You see, We all love stories. We all love real stories, right? And there's two elements to the power of success stories. As a leader, I had to learn one thing. Before I had my own success stories, I had to leverage. The key word is leverage other people's success stories. You have to find out who's in the industry, who is outside of the industry that's relatable. The key was relatable to the people that you're leading. And you leverage those success stories to your advantage to inspire those guys that you're leading. I read a lot of autobiographies, right? And you should also. And I before I became, successful in what I do, before I had my own leaders that I mentored that became successful, I had to leverage other world influencers, world entrepreneurs to inspire my guys. I talk about Job, I talk about Zuck, I talk about Ma, I talk about Bezos, some of these guys constantly. I talk about Warren Buffett, by leveraging their success stories to inspire my guy. But leveraging for the rest of your life ain't gonna do it. Eventually, while you're leveraging other outside influencers' success stories to inspire the people that you're trying to lead, you have to quickly create your own success stories. When I say your own success stories, I'm talking about not just your success story. I'm talking about the people that you're working with. If you can help 5 guys make $100,000 a year in your office, your success stories start popping up. If you can help another 2 guys make $500,000, 1 guy make $1 million, now you're creating internal success stories within your company, within your business. Now that becomes so much more impactful than just leveraging other people's success stories. But if you do it simultaneously, leveraging, creating your own success stories and do it all the time, now all of a sudden one day you're gonna compile a lot of success stories within your organization, within your company, and you continue to leverage the right influencers to inspire your guys. Now you got it. So I hope the 3 powers to lead anyone has given you a new way of leading your people. Just believe me, I've been leading for many years, and a lot of time I made a lot of unintentional mistakes, and I had to learn from that. And today I'm leading very, very comfortably. I'm leading very calmly, but I still lead confidently. It put less pressure on me because I applied the 3 powers to lead. And I hope it helps you today. If today you find any value out of my video today, post a comment below, share this video to any leaders, could be anybody, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and most importantly, subscribe to my free version of the Just Win app. All right, take care, and I'll see you next time. JW here. If you like my content, comment below and download my JW Just Win app. See you next time.